My name is Pinchas. I was born in Lodz in Poland, and when the war broke out, I was 7 years old. We woke up, we were living in these casernes in Theresienstadt, and we woke up and we went outside. There were huge sounds of like people marching and things, and I went out, and a lot of us ran out, and the gates were open. The Czech gendarmes who used to guard it and the SS, they all disappeared, and we could run out. So we just wanted to find out what was going on, and we were a bit scared, but we started running out. And when we ran out, we saw Russian army, infantrymen. Most of the people that we saw, there were maybe one or two tanks going, but not too many, and hardly any trucks. The infantrymen were mostly from the Asian parts of the Russian, Soviet republics. Yeah, at the moment of liberation, I was completely deadened. I had no feelings whatsoever, no feelings, no emotions. I was living still in that bubble. I was still alone, and the only thing that I remember when I ran out, I got a cold feeling in my back, which passed, but there was a kind of shudder, and I presume now, it was like, so what now? Today, I feel an enormous amount. If they hadn't liberated me, I was on a death march. 1,500 of us came out, 750 or half of us, I don't know exactly the number, arrived in Theresienstadt. If I had been in Theresienstadt for another few months, the chances were that I would not have survived. So they actually saved my life. So of course I am unbelievably grateful. I have the greatest feelings of I can't even, I haven't got words for it, of my feelings in German Dankbarkeit, of gratefulness, of generosity that I felt towards these liberators that liberated us. Today, that's my feelings today, because they allowed me to have a family, they allowed me to have a life, they allowed me to participate, to contribute, to be a Jew again. Another scene that we saw was this terrible exodus of German refugees now being chased out of Czechoslovakia by the Czechs and the Russians, being chased out because they were resettled by Hitler in Czechoslovakia. So, and mostly of these were either old men, women, and children. And we saw scenes of real barbarity from the soldiers, from others. In other words, see the way we were, not as bad nearly, but they beat them, they were robbing them, and we kind of looked at this, and I felt such empathy and sorrow for these people, because I felt they're suffering. These are human beings that are suffering. Look what's happening to human beings. And I can still today, when I talk about it, I can actually feel the feeling exactly what I felt. And I turned around to my friends, the ones that we came with us, also younger boys, but much older than I. Most of them were in the ages of 17 and 18. And I said, what do you feel? Can't you? What's going on? And they also commiserated, about the way these people were being treated, and I couldn't understand it. In a way, what kind of was going through my mind was something very interesting. For 5 years, I had suffered, at the hands of their compatriots, and there, regardless of anything, I felt empathy. And later on, when I got older and today, I understand why. Because if you suffered, a person who suffered, when you see suffering, you can't but feel the empathy, the sorrow that human beings need to suffer.